Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie. We will be looking at the race meeting today from the Vaal, the 9th of March, where we have an eight race meeting, first race off at 12:55. Before we look at the fields and the betting, I just want to mention that yesterday was a great day for my little syndicate that I put together, the Racehorse Owners Club. We had our first winner yesterday at Fairview with Jean Nell. Homer featured, came home smoking a pipe and was available at about 6-1 at one stage, but was that shorter in later. I did advise yesterday in my preview to have a few rand because we were expecting the horse to win around a brick race and also to win the race. So if you are also want to experience, and sorry, I just want to say the joy that I had, I was so elated. I was crying of joy because it is nice to have a winner. And if you also want to experience that feeling and you've got a few rand and we can help you to also get part ownership in a horse. I've got a few trainers looking for people to buy small shares into their horses. And you can actually have also be part of an owner for as little as 500 rand a month. So let me know and 083 585 5133 should you be interested. Now we kick off here at the Vaal. The first race is a maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1800 meters. Let's check the betting first. The betting is number one, Siren of Greece. I don't know why it's his starting price now is the favorite. Way to Dream is 2-1. Destiny Rule 7-1. Offside 7-2. Wanderers 11-2. 12-1. Ice T. Grace Lou 12-1. Munadaba 9-1. Petunia 12-1 and 20-1 and longer the rest. Now, my first choice is my outright selection in this race is number 6, Way to Dream. Way to Dream hails from a very good family of St. John Gray. He has had a lot of winners from this mare Painter's Dream. And this filly took time to settle down. And then last time at 70-1 showed tremendous improvement behind Mirren over the 2,000 meters. Although a little bit shorter today, I think this is not going to make a big difference. And I think that is why they've engaged Gavin Larena today. And I think Way to Dream is going to run a huge race here. Then my outsider selections is number 7, which is Ice T. Ice T also improved, has run a decent race over 2,000 meters earlier in her career in November. And then I don't know what happened behind Electric Flying, say Handy faded. The last time I showed a lot of pace. Randall Simons is riding as well recently. And Diane Stinger stable has had a few winners. So I'm looking for 7 Ice T to also be involved in the finish. And then my other selection is down here at the bottom, which is number 15, Munabada. Muzi on board, although drawn 15, with the long backstretch and the long run in 1,000 meters, I'm not thinking that the draw will matter a lot. This horse debuted and run well behind Phoenix, and that form line also seems to be a strong form line, as already is a couple of winners out of that. Then was put over the 700 and 1,800 meters where didn't show much, but what caught my eye was although she finished 9 lengths behind the winner, she did run a 23-second 400 to finish, and was carried out. So had experienced some problems, and I think Manubada can be better than her form shows at the moment. Then regarding number 1, I'm not sure whether that SP that we just saw indicated that the horse is going to scratch or not, Siren of Greece. But Siren of Greece did disappointed in all 3 last 3 runs. This filly is well bred. She's by a mare that nearly won a triple crown was run out of it late in the third leg by a horse of Michael de Kock. The name escapes me now. And then had three very good runs early in her career, and then but the last three runs, although she was only 4 lengths behind, sent by Destiny, who is went on to win against Colts in Greyville in the future, and then behind Mode. Now the form behind Mode, when I saw Mode winning, I didn't think much of it because she was battling to win a race, but it since turned out that that form is strong. But despite of that, again, last time out, 11 to 20, and I did advise my people listening to my video, don't take the 11 to 20. It's too short on this horse. And I did tip Got You to win, who duly did. And again today, the horse is favourite, but I'm not sure whether this is a good punt. I'm not sure. You must just check the scratchings later on. What's going on? So let's move on to race number 2. I must say today I found it's a very difficult card, a number of handicaps, a lot of horses with chances. Now the betting here, race number 2 is as follows. Number 1, Curvation, 18 to 10, 5 to 2, She's a Cracker, 33 to 10, Ocean Forest, Smiley River, 9 to 1. Dice the Bullet, 11 to 1, 33 to 1, and longest scratch number 2, Nabilia. Now here in race number 2, my first selection is the favorite, number 1, Curvation. You'll see that we're running here in a Class E, average merit rate at 65. Now, Curvation has run currently in her last 4 runs. She runs in D divisions and C divisions and even a B division. So based on that, she should be too strong for this field, and also has got Wysam Marvin on board, which will give this horse a further better chance to win. And I think number 1, Curvation today, hard to beat in this field. Also note that number 1, Curvation, runs on strongly all the time, just getting run out of it late, but I think today might be her day. And for outsider selection, I've only got one outsider selection, and that's number 4, Smiley River. This Pomodoro filly always catches my eye, and also a horse that runs on from behind. Maybe not in a similar class as Curvation, but certainly I think Smiley River will give a good account of herself in this race. And another horse that you can watch as well is number 6, which is She's a Cracker. She's a Cracker has run some good races, although not against the opposition of number 1, Curvation. But she's only a 4-year-old filly and can still improve, so do include into your play. We then move to number 3, which is a middle stakes over 2,400 meters, Class C. Average merit rate at 79. So here the betting is as follows. Number 6, Cash Time, 7 to 2. Apollo Romans, 9 to 2. Captain Chorus, 5 to 1. Zealand Z, 5 to 1. Barack, 11 to 2. Brand New Cadillac, 10 to 1. 5, 15 to 1. 18 to 1, So Long Spring. The SAS, 22 to 1. And 28 to 1, and longer the rest. Now here in this race, when we work on these kind of races, you work on handicap base weighted. Now the base weighted is number 8, File, and then Zealand Z, the SAS, Captain Chorus, and Barack. But I'm going for a horse that is not currently weighted in the base weighted column, but it's number 6, Cash Time. Now you'll see with number 6, Cash Time, this horse on his day ran a place in the SA Derby. And everyone thought this is going to be a very good horse, but this horse has now had 1,160 days a run between drinks of not winning. But as you can see here, since September last year, the merit rate has dropped from 103 to 80. So that's a 23 drop. That's 12.5 kilograms. And Cash Time has shown in his last few runs that he might be getting back to form. 2 seconds behind, don't look back. And I'm thinking that Cash Time might be too strong in this race today. Then my outsider selections is number 1, which is Captain Chorus. I'm always following this horse. This horse is this filly, or this Captain L. Gelding, sorry, by Galileo May. Is always running there and bouts, and I'm sure the distance suits, as he already won twice over this distance. Craig Zaki on board again today. And my other outsider selection is number 8, which is the best weighted horse in the race, carrying only 52.5. The problem with Thief is you never know which mare is going to show up, the one that's going to run or the one that run the dismal race here behind, but it's deep. But you do have to include just for the chance that she might run a good race today again. And then my also want to quickly discuss number 2. Number 2 is Ziren Z. He has had some nice wins lately, and he's also a horse who's always there and there about running his hearts out, and has also run against, decent opposition. Simanga Kumalo on board. So let's move on to the next race, which is race number 4, which is 1,000 meter, merit rated 88, merit rated 80 handicap, Class D, average merit rated 73. And here the betting is as follows: number 3, Ice Eater; number 5, Marango, 5-1, Ice Eater, 5-1, 11-2, Galactic Warrior, Gem Cutter, 11-2, Alex the Great, 11-2, 10-1, Ramsey, 2-1, 11-1, number 2, Donny, Ram Chandani Road, 13-1, and 20-1, and longest scratch, number 11, Iran. Now, when they bid 5-1 the field, then you must know you're having a problem. And my selection in this race is down here at the bottom. Number 13, Alex the Great. Alex the Great only carrying 50.5, was run late behind Lord Gotham, was beaten before behind Mind Read, and Mind Read and won again. And I think last time was just beaten by Stormy Seas, carrying also 52.5, minus 1.5. But I think today Alex the Great might put it together. Has run this course and distance for 8 rounds, 1 win, 2 seconds, and a third. So do like the course, number 13, Alex the Great. So my outsider selections for this race is number 3, which is Ice Eater. He's also one of the favorites at 5-1, so not really outsider. But I do feel with the minus 1.5, Ice Eater might have a very good chance. That run against number behind Alex the Great last time out behind Stormy Seas, but it wasn't beaten far, and those two horses can have the race between them again. And we have number 4, Gem Cutter, who's coming off a lengthy layoff, but before that showed nice speed and form, and surely a horse you cannot discard, even she is coming off a rest, number 4, Gem Cutter. And then also you need to look at number 1, which is Galactic Warrior. He always seems to run well. Last time out, I did tip him as an outright selection, and he duly beat Ice Eater. Again, today, 61.5, minus 1.5. So there is a weight turnaround in favor of Ice Eater that brings them also closer. So that is race number 4. Let's move on to race number 5, where we have a Phyllis Mares handicap over 1,000 meters, 90 handicap over 1,000 meters, Class B, average merit rated 87. And here the betting is as follows: number 8, May Queen, 53-10, Greens 92, Mind Reader 92, Up Close and Personal 11-1, Sudden Charm 13-12, 2 Before the Dawn 12-1, 15-1 Princess Nicole Ula, and 80-1 along with the rest. But here in this race, my first choice is the top weight. The top weight carrying 65, but getting the 4 kilogram off. Now, Before the Dawn, this race is a B Division 87. This horse has competed in A divisions. In his last 6 races, last time out he ran in the B Division, he actually won on the Vaal Classic. You can see here, 8 races, 3 wins, 2 seconds, 2 third, and a 4th. So this horse has run out 8 races and has never been worse than 4th. And I'm thinking with the 4 kilogram, getting off 4 kilograms, that number 1 Before the Dawn is going to be too strong for this field. My outsider selections is number 6, Sudden Charm, also a filly that was quite speedy in her first few runs, but then was put over longer distances, and I think the longer distances is too far. I'm sure she's going to be much better over 1,000 meters. So do include in all your bets Luke Ferraris from Michael de Kock. I see he's getting a few chances from Michael de Kock at the moment, Luke Ferraris. Then my other outsider selection is number 10, Up Close and Personal, also a horse that has run some decent races against decent opposition, also coming off a lengthy race, might need the runs. Now, did one the last time, won the 21st of March before the break behind Western Vision, and then ran and was rested since July 2020, where she ran a good race behind Anne Boylan. But I think this horse is a 4-year-old now and could have improved. On a day ran second to True to Life, and I do think that she can perhaps definitely be involved in the finish. Number 10, although might need the run. Then I just want to mention one or two other horses. It's difficult because a lot of them has got chances. Here we have My Queen, who won a good race last time out at the Vaal, with Pierre Stradom on board going to the front. They never saw it again. But please, keep in mind that was against a little bit weaker opposition than she's taking on today. So it might not be as easy today to just, win by 3 lengths again. So definitely be wary of that. And also Mind Readers in this race has got a chance. And also number 2, Greens. I think Greens is also a huge runner today. Warren Kennedy for Paul Peter. They're always a dangerous combination. This horse has also run against some decent opposition, including Anna Capri, Violetta. That day she won against Letitia's Angel. He was a very big favorite in that race, which ran 3rd or 4th, if I'm not mistaken. And then earlier in December, ran in a small future against Sweet Sensation, stayed on over 1,000 meters. So number 2, Greens, definitely a filly that you can't leave out of your calculations. We then move on to race number 6, which is a 1,600 meters, merit rated 94 handicap. So here we have number 5, Batlodi, 16-10, 28-10, Manama Desert, 6-1, Johnny Hero, Silver Spectrum, 8-1, Rock the Globe, 9-2, 13-1, Indigo, War Jewel, and 25-1, and longer the rest. Now everybody is going to be on number 5. Now number 5 has got a good chance to win. I don't deny that. But my first selection is number 4, Silver Spectrum and Silvano by Spectrum May. And we're running here in a B Division 90. This horse has been running well against some stiff opposition, and he's coming off a rest. And that is my only concern. But I have seen in the past that Sean Taddy brings horses off a rest, and then because they off a rest, they do run well. This horse has only had 10 runs for 3 wins. And as I said, he has run against some stiffer opposition here behind Green Haze in the 92, a 90 behind Duke of Spin, Full Mast, also a very good horse. Yeah, number 5, surely a 3-year-old, has got potential. Used to be with the Alexanders, now with the Assy stable, was stable change after his nice run. But again, as I said, it's not a certainty, but do have a good chance. For outsider selections, we're going to look at number 1, which is Indigo. I think Indigo is also a horse with some potential, has also run some decent races against strong opposition. Yes, here he ran in 103 behind Guru's Pride, but that was on the Poly. Last time out, ran 3 lengths behind put on the green light, or the red light, put on the red light after stumbling at the start. Genie on board, keep an eye out for that one. And then my other outsider selection is number 3, Rock the Globe, who ran on strongly last time out, which I think the distance might have been a little bit too short for him. And if he runs on like that over the Vaal 1600 meters, he's surely going to be a contender in that race, so keep an eye out for that one. But I think the 2 main horses in this race being between number 4 and 5. Then we get on to race number 7, which is a medal rated 79 handicap over 1600 meters, Class C, average medal rated 74. Here the betting is number 7, Peak and Pie, 92, Medical Wonder, 5-1, Bold Fortune, 6-1, Toto, 6-1, Kayla's Dream, 13-2, 15-2, Lady Calavera, Pretoria, 17-2, 14-1, and better the rest. Yeah, again here, wide open field, betting 9-2, and my selection is number 6. Pretoria, also a horse that has only had 5 runs, 1 win, a second, and a third. And last time out, ran in a strong race. It's now running in a C Division 74, but was running in a 77 behind a horse like Kingsley's Heart. Kingsley's Heart is currently competing in futures in Gauteng. And then the race before that, she beat Mahobi. Now, since Mahobi has won, and behind Mahobi was also horses that has already won again. So certainly has got a good chance. Also the race behind Lady Nico, there's also winners from that. And also from his first race behind Porto Marzaro. So I think number 6, Pretoria, ready to run a good race here. The Sean Terry stable is picking up at the moment and getting the winners. There was a time that it was a bit quiet, but yeah, things are turning around. Here we have number 1, Bold Fortune, my outsider selection, Bold Fortune. This horse went a bit off the boil, but then brought it back over to a 1600 meters, and then ran a nice race behind Senecine last time out slow. That finished nicely, 23.2. And I think this horse was always a horse with potential. I'm not sure what happened in those races between Queen's Council and Fort Anne, although it says here he derailed. So maybe that was the reason why it ran such a bad race. But surely number 1, Bold Fortune, definitely a contender. And my other outsider selection is number 11. Which is Land of Rubies, only carrying 50.5. That won last time out, beating Bold Matador, and can definitely be involved in the finish again today. And then we also just want to have a look at number 7. Number 7 is the favorite Pecan Pie. Did win a maiden and then ran 4th behind Blue Win. Yeah, didn't do too well after winning the maiden. Can with Simanga Gumana on board, can be involved in the finish. I remember that day was the day that Simanga rode 6 winners, and if this was one, would have been his 7th winner. But then was run out of it late by Lou Win and a few others. So we move on to race number 8, which is the last race. It is merited 80 handicap over 1600 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Number 2, Ice Lord 3-1, 4-1, Silver Master, Sun Giant 6-1, Greek Fire 6-1, Psycho Queen 13-10, Romeo's Magic 7-1, 8-1, Cleveland and 14-1, and better the rest. Yeah, here my selection is going for number 7. You know, it is strange how things happen. Number 7, when it was before with Romeo Francis, unfortunately before his death, the horse never showed, and then it came out his very first race for Sins and Grey, and he won a race at 50-1. And since then has been running nice races. I think the only bad race behind Twice the Act. But now last time and the time before that, ran in 86 and behind Stone Cold, and now then ran again behind Storm Commander 22.5. That is a very good time, fastest last 400 meters. Again, getting the services of Jason Solomon today, and I think is a very huge runner in this race on the same course as it's running today. For outsider selections, I'm going for number 1, which is Imperial Master, Stewart Pettigrew, Marco van Rensburg riding. This horse also last time out over-raced, no more, but before that slowing to strike. But if you have a look at the horses that this horse has competed against, Sal High, Tree Tumbo, Tyrus Express, just got beaten in a future on Saturday. Cornish Pomodoro, no donkey himself. Surely number 1, Imperial Master, must be a contender for first place in this race. And then we're going to go down to number 9, which is Sun Giant. Sun Giant went to the front last time out, and this is a huge horse apparently, and they couldn't catch him, and they might try similar tactics again today. Say, catch me if you can tactics. And then number 2 is the favorite, Ice Lord, also ran on well last time behind Bold Jazz, certainly in with a chance. Also down in the class a little bit, and as again I said, the Sean Terry stable can never be discarded. So that brings us to the end of our preview today. I hope I could point you in the right direction and for you to maybe make a few rand. And as I always say, break a leg.